everybody. I'm Mark Judson, Executive Director of the Southwest Louisiana Law Center.
Law Dog Fontenot here.
Welcome to Law Talk, a public service of the Southwest Louisiana Law Center and CBS Lake Charles. Law Dog, our issue for the moment, renting. Lease or no lease? That is the question.
Well, you're either going to have a month-to-month or a 6-month or a year. So either way, you're going to have some sort of agreement with your landlord. The question is, what are the advantages of having a year-long versus a month-to-month?
Or anything in between or anything thereafter. So if we do not have a written lease, which is common, it's common particularly in residential context to not have a written lease, what's the advantage of not having a written lease? What's the advantage of month to month?
Well, I guess they can't penalize you for not giving them notice if there's no written requirement for notice.
Right.
But what are your agreements to get your deposit back? I think having it in writing has a lot of advantages. I can't think of any other than the written requirements. But the issue becomes, what are the advantages to having a month to month? You're not stuck in the lease for a year. That's the good news.
If I don't like it and I want to move, I can just move.
You're not stuck in the lease. The bad news is you're not stuck in the lease.
If I'm the landlord and I want to kick you out, I can kick you out.
At the end of the month, say goodbye. Don't need a reason.
It's kind of like dating without being married. You know, it's kind of like,
yeah.
If you want to stay, you can stay.
Exhibit A.
If you want to go, you can go, but it takes both parties' cooperation.
Yeah. So you don't now. It is true that if you're in a year-long lease and you need to move, if you can find another rentor or whatever your lease says, there are ways to move out and you would be in breach, or you'd be in a small breach. But when it comes to month, you've got to be in a situation where you can pack up and leave at any time, because the landlord can say, hey, you know what, I'm just not going to let you renew. And they evict you, and you have you have to have a place to stay.
So month to month, the landlord can simply say, you know what, I want my property back. I don't want to continue to lease to you, and I would like to not renew. I don't want you in here. I need you gone by such and such day, and he or she can start an eviction process.
They can still do an eviction, but they can do it at any time. Every month they can do that.
So it's like every month is a new lease.
Exactly.
So it's a month-to-month lease.
Correct.
So it's very flexible. Either side can leave. The downside is that the landlord can ask you to leave when you may not want to leave, as long as it's not for a discriminatory purpose. The advantage of having the written lease is landlord can't kick you out except by the terms of the lease. And of course, disadvantage, you're stuck if you want to move. If you do want to move and your landlord's reasonable and you've had a good relationship with the landlord, talk to the landlord. Landlord should let you out with reasonable notice if you are a good tenant and if you can help find a replacement tenant so the landlord doesn't lose money. You agree with that?
Well said. You should be a director.
Perhaps I should.
Yeah.
Well, this has been another edition of Law Talk. Tune in on Facebook Live or the CBS Lake Charles Facebook page and catch more editions of topics coming your way on living, all the issues coming with living, such as where to live, and dying, all the things you have to do to prepare to die, including but not limited to will, successions, and stuff like that. For Jonathan the Law Dog Fontenot, I'm Mark the Director Judson. Catch us on our next episode of Law Talk.